You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We're broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios and are brought to you this hour by Extreme Exteriors. Right now, though, it is time for the MHA Minute, and this is brought to you by the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association, brought to you by Pest Control Services. What's important when you need pest control? It's someone who's reliable, punctual, and effective. Give owner Greg Keener a call, 952-894-9748. Pest Control Services, a proud member of Angie's List and the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association. Make sure you tell Greg Gene and Tony sent you.
If you're renting out a property for the first time, there's a lot you need to know so that you can do it successfully and, frankly, keep yourself out of trouble. Luckily, there's a statewide resource with all the tools you need to run your new business successfully. In fact, the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association regularly holds a seminar called Accidental Landlord, specifically designed for people who are renting out a property for the first time. They also have residential leases, security deposit agreements, a lead disclosure, and lots of other forms. They even have brochures on the principles of successful property management and the eviction process that you can download for free. So if you want to know more about the Accidental Landlord Seminar or other classes about owning, managing, or maintaining anything from a single unit to a growing apartment portfolio, visit the Minnesota Multi-Housing Association's website, mmha.com. That's two M's, mmha.com.
Our board op, Bill, you had a question about a cat. What question do you have?
Now, it's a little weird because we were looking at apartments the other day, and we wanted to get an apartment, and we have a cat, a little beautiful cat by the name of Oliver. And they said, well, I usually don't allow pets, but you can if you declaw your cat. And my question is that common? Can the landlord do that? Say, there's no pets allowed, but if you declaw it, yes, you can have them here. Is that common?
Is it common? No, I don't think that's common. I don't see that happening a lot. The one thing that I think is good is you have a landlord, in this case, in that rental situation, who's saying, look, these are the parameters prior to you coming in. It would be much different if there was nothing stated about that. You brought in the cat, and then afterwards he required that. Then I would say the answer would be no. That would not be requirements he could make because you already entered into a lease agreement. And but if that is something that he brings up, a landlord can ask for a lot of things, and that may be strange, but it's their building, and so they've got the right to do that. As a landlord, I think the one thing that a landlord needs to remember is that any time you have a restriction, all that you're doing is decreasing the pool of possible renters to pull from in finding someone for your unit. But so with that in mind, though, a number of landlords will make certain requirements, no smoking, for example. Some may require that even though they pay for maintenance and repairs, they may ask that the first $25 always comes out of your pocket for any maintenance or repairs. And as long as they're talking about it ahead of time, they could do it because you've got the ability to say yes or no.
Well, they mentioned, too, it says, well, if you don't get it declawed, that's not my problem because if there's damage on my carpet, you will have to pay the fees. Okay. And I know that's common, because if damage is done, you generally pay. But isn't that what the security deposit is for?
Well, yes, but it sounds like that landlord's just saying, hey, I want to just diminish. I would just prefer not to go through the process of replacing the carpet. Yeah, and so I guess if that is that important, then that's what he's going to allow. And and so that would, if you decide to rent there, that's going to be the agreement. But I don't think it's common. I don't think you'll find that with a lot of other landlords. We want to hear from you today, too. 651-289-4488 is the number. You can also give me a holler by email. That's Gene, Gene, at ncmgi.com, and I'd be happy to read your comments on the air as well. But now I wanted to turn our attention to why it seems that just a few bad apples seem to always spoil the bunch. And what I'm talking about is a news article that's coming out of Carson City, Nevada, and it's entitled "Lawmakers Hope to Put HOA Meetings Under Open Meeting Law." And this is in Nevada now. There was a bill on the Nevada State Legislature stating that open meetings should be expanded to include homeowner associations because many consider them being operated like a dictatorship, one state senator says. This is Mike Schneider, Democrat from Las Vegas, who said Monday that HOAs handle millions of dollars, can increase rates, and even take a person's property away. And the bill as it stands now would require that a nonprofit corporation, like an HOA, that has the power of eminent domain to comply with current open meeting law, Assembly Bill 389 would also require a government body to make a reasonable effort to allow the expression of competing opinions during an open meeting. What we're talking about here is a homeowners association or board that says, you know what, we don't want to encourage people to come to the meeting. And I hear that occasionally from time to time, and I'm always surprised by that. Here are some of the things that I've heard. These are some of the reasons why some people don't want to have open meetings for their HOA. I've heard board members say, well, we don't want people to know where we live. Well, if you're, I can understand that from time to time you're going to be dealing with some people that are going to be maybe a little bit extreme. But if you are that afraid of folks in your community, there may be something else that you may need to be dealing with here that is not has nothing to do with people being extreme, but maybe you being extreme in your measures. But people have said we don't want people coming to the meeting because we have it in each other's homes. We don't want people to know where we live. We don't want people to track all over our homes. I've had some board members say, well, we have meetings in our homes and we don't want to have to go to a library community center for other people to go to. We don't feel like we have to travel because we're volunteering, and it's unnecessary for us to have to do all of that just to have these meetings. People will say, I don't think we need to make these meetings public because bottom line, most people don't pay attention to anything anyway. All we do is waste our money and copying charges and postage charges in trying to get meeting minutes and financials out to people who don't seem to care. And so there are a lot of people that say we shouldn't have to have people come to a meeting. They seem to be more of a bother. Meetings end up. Here's another one. People say meetings end up taking a lot longer. Because now people are participating and we can't get through our business like we usually do. Have you heard some of these things? Have you thought some of these things yourself? Well, you know, as a board, if you are of the mind that you don't want to have your meetings open, you may be setting yourself up for some difficulty. And I'm going to talk about that, but it looks like we're going to be coming up to a hard break here at the top of the hour. So don't go away. We've got a whole nother hour of Where You Live with Gene and Tony. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the necessity of good open meetings for your homeowner association and how to have those. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this